So I met Ben it was a house party. I just arrived in Australia, and my aunt and uncle who live here, their friends are having a party, and their friends know Ben's family. So that's how we met.
I met Barry about 12 years ago. We were working together, and we were just friends then at the time. But I didn't really get involved with him. Became more involved about 8 years ago. Well, we've been together 8 years, so.
At the party, I sort of saw Ben, and I kind of thought it was a bit cute, and he was sort of sat to one side, and this guy I was talking to, he said, oh yeah, that's this guy called Ben, he has something called cystic fibrosis, and I was like, okay. And yeah, he was like, oh, it's just this like condition, I guess, this lung condition. I was like, okay.
I first found out Barry had cystic fibrosis when we'd started dating and going out together, and I sort of made a comment that, you know, everything was going well and everything's perfect. And Barry said, oh, everything's not perfect. He said, I've got to tell you something. I thought, oh no, what's wrong? And he said, I've got cystic fibrosis. And at that time I'd heard of it, but I'd not ever been involved with it or understood the complications or the enormity of it. So yeah, but that didn't change what happened with us and my idea. We just had to, you know, work with it and understand it more.
Yeah, so when we initially first started seeing each other, I wasn't 100% sure, you know, where this was going to go. Obviously being English and being in Australia, I wasn't 100% sure. But then as it got more serious, you know, I really had to think about his cystic fibrosis and how that would play into my life. And, you know, it's a pretty serious commitment, and you can't sort of have Ben without the CF. So I think my initial thoughts, I was kind of concerned and a bit worried, and I did a lot of thinking and a lot of speaking sort of like loved ones, and actually I sort of just realised it was just something I had to live with as much as living with Ben. So a little bit scary, but actually it didn't faze me too much. Yeah, when Ben's been sick, it's been really hard at times. I think the hardest part is just that you can't in any way do anything to help to a certain degree, and you just got to let nature and hopefully medicine take its course. And I think that's probably the hardest thing psychologically. You just got to be there and support, because I can't help in other ways.
Okay, leading up into Barry's transplant, prior we'd both been working and relatively normal kind of life, but then Barry got very sick in 2017, and he went rapidly downhill. He had to give up work, and he was in hospital for a month, and I gave up work to be his carer, which was, you know, financially stressful as well as you know, emotionally stressful. And then we were leading up to the transplant, because he went downhill rapidly to 45 kilos and 15% lung capacity. So he was fast tracked to the transplant. So it was a roller coaster, like amazing support from the Alfred Hospital and Cystic Fibrosis SA. They were very helpful and understanding what was going to go through. And we were lucky enough to be on the transplant list for 6 weeks, and Barry got the call. So life changed. For the future, the most important thing for us is to enjoy life. We've been given another chance with Barry's new lungs. He's been relatively healthy for 18 months now, and we just go through the motion of what you've got to do with your tablets and your, you know, be careful of infections and things like that. But you know, we had did a big trip last year, and enjoying some life, and you know, make sure you take every day as you can and enjoy it together. No matter what future we've got together, we're just happy and enjoying ourselves. So
yeah, I suppose the most important thing to me would just be like happiness and just enjoying every day that we have. That would be mine.